you go to your first night of TV, and you've got a new look, and nobody knows who you are, but they think they know who you are. What happened?
Well, it's funny because even the guys that are running the show, I walked right up to the guy, shook his hand, said, "Brutus Beefcake." And he looked at me. He had no clue. Arnie Skolin, Vince's one of his main guys, and he had no clue who I was. And he just kind of looked like, who the hell is that? And so I sat in the dressing room, and we're in Poughkeepsie, New York, and guys are coming in. Mr. Fuji's there, George Steele, Junker Doggers, Tito Santana, all the guys are coming in. And I'm just sitting there, and my look was completely different than the last time any of these people had seen me, 6 months ago. And so George Steele, Fuji was a big ribber, and so George Steele finally jumps up out of his chair and runs over and goes, "Who the hell are you?" "It's just me." Back then they called me Dizzy Hogan. I said, "It's just me, Dizzy." And all of a sudden, bam, they realized who I was. And Fuji jumped up out of his chair with his cane and came and chased me all around the dressing room for 10 minutes. "You son of a bitch, I'm going to get you." Because he loved to rib everybody, and I got the best rib on him because he had no clue who I was. And I sat there talking to him for an hour. And nobody knew. It was a tremendous time. It was a lot of fun.
And did you have a feeling when you were there as Brutus Beefcake, you've got the gear, you're starting to wrestle, that this is going to be the break, or were you still kind of apprehensive of, is this going to work?
The reception I got was tremendous. They were giving me a good push. I didn't have any doubts. Some of the guys that work with Vince in the office had some strange ideas about what they wanted me to Brutus Beefcake to be. They had originally wanted me to be from San Francisco and be gay and do a real kind of flaming wrestler thing, and that just wasn't me. It just wasn't me. So I went the other way. Like I said, the Chippendale thing. I had the bow tie and doing the strut and doing that. And so there was some heat there. They weren't real happy that I wasn't kind of doing what they wanted. But they really didn't lay it out or, tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do. So it was up to me to figure out what to do. And I'd never done that before, so it was just all new ground, just goofy, making my eyes and making weird looks and, doing the strut all the time. And it was a lot of fun because I had so many women going crazy at ringside. It was ridiculous.
I wondered where that was going.
The boys were always like, "Yeah, man, hang around. You get Beefcake's leftovers. They're better than anything we get."
Let's talk about WrestleMania 1. You were on WrestleMania 1. You wrestled Bruno Sammartino's son, David. But right before that, you'd been wrestling Bruno a little bit. It feels like for the first WrestleMania, you and Bruno would have been a big match. But instead, you're in there with David. Why do you think David was the match?
Honestly, I have no clue. I actually after that, had a lot of matches with Bruno. Even wrestled him in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that's his hometown. And had tremendous matches. But David just didn't really have any charisma. He didn't have the personality. He didn't even really like wrestling. I don't even know what he was doing there. But he just thought he had to be Bruno's kid and be a wrestler. But he wound up quitting not long after that, and it was a good thing because he sucked.
What do you remember about WrestleMania 1, about the experience? Did you guys think it was going to work? Did you know what was on the line for Vince if it didn't work? What do you remember about it?
Well, I was privy to a little more information than most people because of my relationship with Hulk. So, basically, Vince levied leveraged a lot of money and put everything on the line for the first WrestleMania there. They really went for it, and had it been a disaster, it might have been the end of the company. But the guys that were working, you know, that was Mr. T and Roddy and Morocco and Bob Orton, and just these guys are tremendously skilled and great athletes and good wrestlers and stuff. And all the guys just worked super hard, worked together, and you know, it was the first time we'd ever done really this kind of a show, and everybody just did what they do. Nobody was really nervous or thing. We just went out there and be the professionals that we were, and the show was outstanding. It was great.
And what was your opinion of all the celebrities being involved? Cyndi Lauper, Liberace, Mr. T.
Well, T and I became pretty good friends. We hung out. And, I mean, the funny thing was in the '80s there, in the mid '80s, we were almost like rock stars. You had VH1, you had MTV. We were more popular. Hollywood had never acknowledged the wrestling business. They had always been, you know, peeking around the curtain to watch. Nobody wanted to admit it, they liked wrestling. But in the '80s, now it became cool to be on the wrestling show, and everybody came out, and they wanted to be. But it was also spiced up our show too. You know, a little something different. You know, Cyndi Lauper was great. Rick Derringer, Meatloaf was on our music video we did with the Land of a Thousand Dances, and we were all singing and everything. And so we had tremendous fun. You know, recording, doing all that stuff. A lot of work, oh man, 12-hour day. And when you got Sheik trying to get his lines right, and it's, all right, one more time, or Sheik, take 27. Sheik, take 47. We're all like, come on, man, we're going to get out of here.
Let's talk about the wrestling album. I mean, 'cause if you're a wrestler, you've been, 7 years trying to build up your rep and stuff, and now all of a sudden there's a wrestling album, and you're going to go in and record lyrics. What did you think about tell us about some of the other parts of the process? Did everybody else like it? Like, were the wrestlers for it, or were they against it? How did people feel about it?
I don't know. I don't think the guys really wanted to do it, but it's what they wanted. Back in those days, you got on board with what they wanted to do and made it happen, or else you go look for another job. And at the time, everything was going wild. It was popping. It was on fire. It was crazy good. So, I mean, you didn't want to have to leave and go anywhere else. So, you know what? They want you to be make a wrestling album. We make a wrestling album. We had the Slammy Awards. I was out there with a trumpet like I was playing this Macho Man, and it was like somebody was actually showing me the video the other day, and I was like, oh, I don't even remember doing that. I mean,
what did you think at the time when you're playing the saxophone or whatever, and Vince McMahon is singing "Stand Back"? Thoughts?
Yeah, it was like it stinks.
It must have been surreal to see your boss basically playing rock star in front of you.
Yeah. Well, Vince's ego had no bounds. I mean, it was as big as the Statue of Liberty. Let's face it. And so Vince. If you know Vince, he believed that he was better than you. He's better than me. He's better than everybody. He's above. He's above people. He has blue blood, whatever McMahon thing, whatever something. So me, I didn't care. I was whatever. And we did have some fun times with Vince. So a few times in Las Vegas, in fact. And Cheetahs or something. Road Warrior gave him that
Doomsday device.
Yeah, when he jumped off the pool table and took Vince down in the strip bar. Oh, man, the place went crazy. Funniest thing I ever seen. I couldn't believe Vince went for it, too. But then again, when the Road Warriors decide to do something, you got to go with it.